Hello and welcome to Southside News Today. I'm Chuck Vipperman. It's Wednesday, March 17th. Happy St. Patty's Day. Southside News Today is brought to you by Guns, Gear, and Ammo on Route 58 in Cascade, and by Shinks Associates, engineers, surveyors, and planners. The city of Danville will be able to hold the line on taxes while continuing to fund their so-called priority areas. City Manager Ken Larkin has submitted a proposed budget that maintains basic government services and invests in areas like education, economic development, and public safety. Now, there are no tax hikes in the $280 million spending blueprint. In fact, expiring contracts will likely lead to even lower utility rates for customers. Larkin notes they did not have to dip into the reserves this year to make ends meet, a lot of that due to the upfront cash they got from Caesars last year for the new casino. Now, the budget includes increased revenues in most areas, but a sharp drop in meals and hotel taxes thanks to the pandemic. However, the city will get nearly $1 million more this year in sales taxes, thanks to a new state law that sends taxes for online purchases to the place where packages are delivered, not from where they originate. The package also includes a 2% worker pay raise in Danville, $2 billion for school capital improvements, $2.4 million for a new track at George Washington High School. It also continues funding for the River District, economic development, and public safety improvements. City Council will hold a series of public hearings, then meetings for the Finance Committee before adopting a budget. It has to be in place by the 1st of July. Pennsylvania County is talking with the State Department of Health about opening a COVID vaccination clinic somewhere around Gretna. County Administrator David Smitherin told the Board of Supervisors this week that it would be similar to the mega clinic that opened at the former J.C. Penney's in the Danville Mall this week. However, it would be on a much smaller scale. They hope to have an announcement on that by the end of the week. Tragic news out of Chatham today. A 77-year-old man died in a fire at his home. That call came in shortly after 11 a.m. from Dry Bridge Road. Volunteers from Chatham, Callens, Gretna, Blair's, Climax, and Dry Fork arrived. They had the fire under control in a matter of minutes. Investigators say the man died in the blaze. The home was a total loss. His name is not yet being released. Pennsylvania County's fire marshal will have to determine how the fire started. Another pipeline is suing developers of the Mountain Valley Pipeline for trying to use land in Pennsylvania County that they're already using. The Roanoke Times reports it has to do with MVP's plan for a 75-mile extension into North Carolina from Chatham called Southgate. It would use property that's already being used by the Transco pipeline. Transco is asking federal judges in Danville and Greensboro to deny Mountain Valley's request to use eminent domain for the property. The main part of the Mountain Valley pipeline is still under construction. Governor Ralph Northam issued some suggestions today on how Virginia schools could safely hold in-person graduations this spring. Outdoor ceremonies will be capped at 5,000 people or 30% of a venue's capacity, whichever is less. Events held indoors can have only 500 people or 30% capacity, again, whichever is less. Attendees will have to wear masks and follow safety guidelines for social distancing. Northam calls it a big step forward for schools, graduates, and their families. Statewide, about 21.3% of the Virginia population has received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, while more than 1 million are listed as fully vaccinated. Right now, about 50,000 shots are being dished out every day. The state's on track to have the vaccine available to everyone who wants it by the beginning of May. Now, locally, 2 new deaths were added in Danville yesterday, bringing the local death toll to 197. However, the area's positivity rate is now down to 6.2%, the lowest it's been since last summer. Appalachian Power wants to upgrade the electric transmission system serving Henry County. The Fieldale Ridgeway transmission line rebuild would involve 15 miles of line. Project replaces deteriorating 1940s wooden poles with new steel poles. The ice storms last month meant multiple service outages for customers south of Fieldale down to the state line east of Ridgeway, sandy level. APCO is holding open houses to tell the customers more. They expect to begin construction in the fall of 2023, with construction ending by the summer of 2025. The Pennsylvania County Small Business Assistance Grant Program handing out grants of up to $15,000 to 12 local businesses. The county got a total of $330,000 state dollars to help qualifying small businesses with rent mortgage assistance or new technology to help them reopen after the pandemic shut them down. Here's a list of those that are getting that help in Pennsylvania County. You can see that list here. A second round of applications will be offered in a few weeks. Up to 20 small businesses could be eligible. There's a preference given to female and minority-owned businesses. What are those funny things cropping up along the Riverwalk Trail? Danville Parks and Recreation ended the mystery this morning. They partnered with the Danville Running Club to install what are called stretching stations. The Danville Regional Foundation donated $15,000 to install 9 of the stations to help runners before and after their workouts.
These are stretching stations. They're here to help people on the Riverwalk post and pre-workout to avoid injury, stretch your muscles, get ready to get on the trail. Cool. They're here to help you work out.
Brittany Ham with Parks and Rec tells River City TV the stations are located at some of the big Riverwalk trailheads, including Anglers Park, Stinson Drive, Dan Daniel Park, and the crossing at the Dan.
Right. It was born out of a partnership between us, Parks and Rec, and the Danville Running Club, and it was funded by DRF through the Make More Happen grant.
You can find the other stations on Main Street Plaza, near the YMCA, Biscuitville and Riverside, at the new Sandy Creek Park, and at Park Avenue Bridge. Let's keep on moving with today's installment of Live Positive. Here's Dr. Joey Fawcett.
I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett, coaching you to live positive today and increase your positivity with greater joy in your life so that you make a life worth living. Have you hugged your washer and dryer lately? You know, it was just a few generations ago that washing and drying clothes was a lot different than today. First, you had to build a fire in the backyard to heat this large kettle of rainwater that you'd caught off the roof into this barrel. You place that kettle so the smoke wouldn't blow in your eyes, and you waited until the fire blazed hot enough to boil the water. Then you shaved some soap that you had made into that water. While the soap melted in the kettle, you scrubbed the dirtiest spots on your clothes on a board using a rock or stiff brush. Then you dropped them into the kettle to boil for a while. And after they boiled, you took a broom handle, you reached into the kettle and took the now clean clothes out and put them in another kettle of water to rinse. If you wanted the clothes starched, they went into a third kettle. Then you took them out, wrung the water out, and hung them on the clothesline to dry. Just thinking about all that makes you want to go hug your washer and dryer, doesn't it? Find something, anything to say thank you for today and be grateful about, even if it's just your washer and dryer. As you do, you make a life worth living and you live positive, full of gratitude. Coaching you to live positive today, I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett.
Thanks, Dr. Joey. Your forecast, cloudy skies and a whole lot of rain overnight. Lows down to 49. Tomorrow, more clouds in store and more rain. Highs up to 68. And that's Southside News Today. I'm Chuck Vipperman. It's been brought to you by Guns, Gear, and Ammo, Route 58 Cascade, and by Shanks Associates, engineers, surveyors, and planners. I'm Chuck Vipperman. Have a great day.